Hey, what's going on, folks? So I was just recently at a Target and I saw this amazing deal on the shelf. What you see in front of you is the Thor Ragnarok Marvel Legends double pack. You get Thor without his helmet, and you get Valkyrie, the Marvel Cinematic Universe version of it. And normally this goes for about $39.99, I believe, around $40. I mean, depending on where your Target is at. But there is a deal for this dual pack, and it was going for $20.99. So I had to pull the trigger on this. Yeah, it sounded like a clearance price, but I really liked this version of Thor. This was probably, I would say this is one of the best Marvel Cinematic Universe movies to ever come out. I really love this movie. I loved Valkyrie. I thought she was so badass in the movie. Everything was badass in that movie. So normally I don't really pick up Legends anymore because I pick up most of them through Mini-Mates, but I had to pick this up because it was such a badass movie. So I'm going to open this up and we're going to take a look at this pack. So yeah, let's do that. Alright, so let's take a look at the packaging, right? So it's a dual pack, of course, so it's an elongated box. It's a nice window box. You got the black box itself, and then you get the nice window. Thor is on, I guess, it's on the left, and because we're looking at it from this angle. Thor's on the left, and then Valkyrie's on the right. You get this really awesome sword in the middle, and then you get this. Let's take a look at that blue backdrop. I don't know if that is trying to represent maybe Thor's energy or whatnot, or maybe Asgard energy. But it looks cool, and I'll probably keep that for a backdrop in my toy photography. But if you look at everything, I mean, all the accessories are there. Her sword is there. It just fell out of its place. But let's take a look at the back. Here's a Thor Ragnarok. It's the graphic on the bottom. Let's take a look at the back. And that is a really nice image of them on the back. I'm probably going to keep that back piece as well, because it would just make a really nice backdrop for something. Or if I chose to do something creative with it, I mean, I could cut this piece out and frame it on top of something. I mean, really, like some of the images that we really take for granted as toy collectors, I mean, I like to keep things like that because I mean, really, this is a better version of what we're gonna get for retail. Honestly, these are probably like the prototype versions, the master versions, and they're just beautifully sculpted. And this is the versions that we would like to have as far as retail goes. But unfortunately, after mass production, this is it's not gonna look like that. Unfortunately, I would like to have these versions, but yeah. Unfortunately, we don't. I'm not that skilled with the paintbrush or the paint. It's been years since I've done I finished a custom, and even the customs that I'm trying to do right now, they're not nearly on this level. But here's the text on the back. You could pause the video if you want to read that in whole. But I mean, just look at that image. It's just a really nice image of that blue backdrop. Maybe I could utilize that backdrop in the box to create this image again. But let's open this guy up, and let's let's see what he looks like. Actually, there's another graphic of Tessa Thompson on the side. She did such a great job with the role. There's Chris Hemsworth. Let's take out my trusty box cutter. Let's see. Looks like there's only one piece of tape. Okay. Oops. Okay, so I pulled it out of its packaging. This is the tray shot with the backdrop. Let me take out the backdrop. So there you go. Here's another look at the backdrop. I'm probably just going to keep it like this. It's a nice backdrop. But here's a straight up tray shot. Really nice. All the accessories are there, as I stated. Yeah, really cool. I can't wait to pop these figures out, so let's do that. Alright, so I took them out of the packages and took it out of the tray as well. I want to say this though, what you see in front of you is a tray. You see this slot here, this little slot? This is for their capes. So normally they thread the capes through that little slot there in order to reinforce the figures, so they won't move and they won't damage. My only nitpick is that I wish the slots were a little bit larger, because every time I pull the thread the capes through that slot, it almost feels like the cape is gonna break, because it's such a fragile rubber. It's such a soft rubber. I'll show you what I'm talking about here. Yeah, like I had to thread it through, through this, and then if you see, it tapers upwards, and there's a piece right there that sticks out. So I thought it was gonna pull, I thought it was gonna break his belt here, but it's just nitpicky. I don't want to waste too much time on that. But taking a look at these figures, my initial impression of these figures is, wow, I am really impressed. Like, they look fantastic. Let me slide my camera up here. All right, so let's take a look. Ladies first. Let's take a look at Valkyrie, right? And Valkyrie was really badass in the movie. Really badass. Let's take a look at the face scan. And it looks nice. It really looks nice. It looks like they got her hair down. It looks pretty accurate. The face sculpt is really nice. I mean, I did look through a number of the packages, and this was the best face sculpt that I saw. I like the metallic sheen on her armor. It is really nice. It's a fantastic look. Unfortunately, and this is one of the things that us toy collectors, Marvel Legends collectors in particular, that we tend to complain about, and it's for good reason, is that she didn't get double jointed elbows. And the reason why we're upset about that is this is as far as it could go, as far as her bending her arm. Not truly realistic, unfortunately. I don't know what they can do to fix that. I mean, I understand that a lot of their female figures for the MCU versions, they make them a little more slender, so and she was pretty muscular in the movie, so I mean, maybe they could have added a little more mass to the arm in order to resolve that particular issue, in order to make space for that particular for the double jointed arms. But she can do this. It goes 360. She could rise up. There's a nice hinge over there, so she could rise her, do her jumping jacks. She can go all the way up. I like the sheen on her her pads right here. Her was it her wrist pads? Really cool. She didn't come with an extra set of an alternate set of hands. Really cool. I'm glad that they, you know, a lot of the female figures, especially in the comic book versions, they give them heels, and I don't understand that. So I'm glad that they didn't give her heels. Like that's, you know, that's just at this point it's just upsetting, you know. But I'm glad that they didn't do that. I think that's fantastic. You know, and here's with a cape again. You know, they didn't make for the tray, they didn't make it wide enough for me to, you know, pull out the cape with ease. So you do have to be gentle threading the cape through the tray. As far as I can tell, so she does have like a skirt. So you can, I want to see if it hinders the articulation, and not so bad. It doesn't, you know, it doesn't hinder the articulation as badly as you would think. But really nice figure. I really like this figure. I mean, she kind of looks haunched here. Let me see. There you go. Nice posture. Really cool. I mean, the sheen on the armor is just fantastic. Look at that. You know, I wanted to say initially it looked glittery, but it doesn't. It's just this really nice paint application. It's really nice. I love the detail on her face as well. It's just a really nice figure. I think out of the two figures that we get in this package, I was more excited to get her than I was of him, because there's so many Thor figures out there. You know, despite, you know, it being a non-helmeted Thor, you know, it's a really nice figure. I really wanted to get this figure. Really cool. I kind of want to get to the comic book version too, and army build, you know, a bunch of Valkyries, because that would be really cool. So you do get her sword. We just put it here. Let's see if she can stand. Enough. You could lean. Okay, you could lean over there. All right. So we do get her jade sword, and that is a really nice sword. Look at that. That is beautiful. It has a white handle, and at the end of it, there's like a silver ring of some sort. You can see that? There you go. That's a better focus. All right, and you also get a sheath. Now, the sheath is really nice. Let's see if I can get that to focus. Look at the design on the sheath. Really nice. Now, I was looking initially when I saw this hole. I was like, okay, where's the peg where I can attach this to her belt? And I was looking for a couple of minutes, but I couldn't find it. But there's a way you could, you know, to put this on her and store it. And there's no peg attachment, right? You look on the belt. There's a little slack that they give you, and they do that intentionally, right? They do that intentionally, so you could just slide. Let me see here. You can slide her sword, her belt, and look at that. That is fantastic. When I realized that they did that, I was just stunned. I mean, wow. Like, normally we get pegs, but the thought process behind that, they put a little bit of thought, and look what they did. It looks so realistic like that. Tucking it into the belt. That, I wish they did that with the rest of their figures. You know, anybody who has a sword, just give it a little slack in the belt, give it a sheath, and, you know, it looks great. I'm so happy to have this figure. Yeah, $20.99 for these two, you know, figures in one set. Totally worth it. Totally worth it. I mean, just looking at this figure alone, this makes this package worth it. yeah, I love just the detailing on it. It's there's not too many like contrasting colors. Not that they need it, and it's pretty accurate to the movie depiction. The boots are really nice. The molding is really nice. It's more glittery armor on the bottom, which is okay. No problem with that whatsoever. Fantastic figure. I really like this figure. The only problem I have with it is the lack of double jointed elbows, but I will ignore that. I will ignore that. I mean, hopefully in the future, more female figures will have the double jointed elbows, so we could have them in a more could have more variety of poses that we could put them in, especially for our photography, which is what I always tailor my my figures towards anyway. I have that mindset. But enough about her. You're awesome. I'm going to put you over here. And I'm going to talk about Thor for a little bit. Now look at that head sculpt. That is fantastic. One thing I want to point out though is that when you're sorting through the packages, you really have to pay attention to that head sculpt. I keep on going back in between the two. I mean, I'm sure it's a mixture of both, right? But look at that head scan. It is very nice. Not all of them look like that though. You have to look through the shelf and really pick out which is the best one on the shelf. And I'm glad I picked this one. One of them actually looked like he was chewing gum, and he had his protruding jawline. It looked really weird, but this is a really nice head sculpt, or a head scan. Keep on doing that. Look at that. I think he looks like Chris Hemsworth. I think he does. Love the hair. It there's contrasting colors in that, and I understand why. They're trying to give it more depth, but if you look at it closely, it looks like he has highlights. Which is okay. No, nothing wrong with that at all. So, you hold it at a distance, not a problem, right? Let me get that to focus. There you go. But you hold it closer. It's just something that you can ignore, right? Something to nitpick. Double jointed elbows. Look at that. Right? You get that for most of the male action figures, but you don't get that for the females. And I want to say it's because they make the arms on females a little more slender. Maybe I'm giving them more benefit of the doubt, but yeah. So I mean, that's just a nice option to have, because look how far it could go. Look how far you could go. Right? That's he could do more poses than she can with her elbow. Really love, this is one of my favorite designs of Thor ever. Probably I guess I would say this is my favorite design of all time of Thor. Reminds me of Thunderstrike / Thor, right? I mean, it looks like a hybrid between the two. If you're not familiar with Thunderstrike, go check him out. He's Google him. Love the design on the side, the red. I don't know what to call this. I know it's not a skirt, but I called it a skirt on her, so it's a skirt, but let's see if it hinders the. The joints are pretty stiff, not NECA stiff, right? Like not, but pretty stiff. I should have warmed that up. It doesn't hinder it too bad. It's not too bad. Love the design on the boots. It has this nice weathering, right? Like, this is what we've been waiting for a long time. Even on the face too. Like, we've been waiting for so long to have like this nice dry brushing weathering effect on their action figures, because most of their action figures seem flat. And I think that's why I'm drawn to the MCU figures more than the comic book figures, because there's more depth to these figures. It seems like I get a better deal for getting these movie figures than I get the comic book figures. Not that the comic book figures are bad, it's just that in terms of the paint applications, I feel like I'm getting a better deal. And especially with this 2-pack, I mean, $20.99 for something that's $40. I mean, that's right? Is it 35 or 40? I don't know. Whatever. I still think it's a good deal, right? Despite whether it being 35 or 40, really good deal. And double jointed knees as well. That go all the way up top. You know, if you get one Marvel figure, Marvel Legend, you basically got them all, right? Like they all basically do the same thing. Some things better than others, right? But basically they all do the same thing. You know, some of them look nicer, and I think this is one of the nicer ones. I really like the shoulder pad. That pop of like that jade color, just beautiful, man. It's beautiful. Let me look at his sword. Look at that sword. It's taking up the whole screen on my camera. We got another badass figure earlier this year. With, you know, a bunch of awesome weapons. Ares, we got Ares within the same Ragnarok line, right? And this just continues that tradition. Let me, oh man, I don't know if, see, that's the problem, right? Like, they never give big enough grip for these action figures to put in their weapons. Come on. Ah. Let's see. Oh no. Okay. Okay, popped out the hand. Alright, so he's being stubborn, but I mean, look at that. That's the sword is longer than the figure. Look at that. It's taller than Valkyrie. It's really cool. He also comes with a set of alternate hands, right? I'm not going to change them just because I don't know, I want to keep it this way, right? But use your imagination, right? If you have figures that have alternate hands, you know, you already know what it is, right? You already know what it is. So I'm just going to put it over there. And then he also comes with like a lightning effect. Yeah, okay. And yeah, good enough, right? So, yeah. Okay, I suck. Just get in there. Yeah. There you go. Look at that. Look at that. That's cool. Really cool. And here's another problem. See? Right, look at that. This could be a problem. That. Oh, okay. So there's a peg that goes into. There you go. Okay. Problem solved. Right? But look at that. Well, alright, folks. You know, that's it for this toy unboxing / review. I hope you enjoyed it. As far as my review on these figures, I either say I like it or I don't like it, right? That's very simple. That's how I do things. So, and you know, taking into consideration the price, what you get, and what you get for the price is very nice action figures. Very nice. I mean, just looking at the head sculpt and all the detail and everything, tucking the sword underneath the belt, really cool. You get alternate hands. Look at how long this weapon is. You get a really cool Chris Hemsworth sculpted face and a Tessa Thompson face too. Really cool. I like the set. I think it's a fantastic set. You know, would I buy this for regular price? Maybe, right? But taking into consideration that it's on sale for $20.99 at Target, and I'm not being paid by this. I don't get paid by YouTube at all. But taking into consideration that incredible price, I would say these action figures I really like. I'm glad that they're in my collection. So yeah, definitely check it out. If you're by a local Target, you know, and thinking of adding to your collection, I would suggest it. So, you know, that's it for my review. Thanks for watching. Please like and comment. Add anything new that I probably forgot to add in this video. And that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a nice day.